characteristics that she shows, which is how she strives for self-improvement.
Totally agree. She continuously shows us readers that no matter what situation you are in, you can get out of it, you will fight, and you will be like Lakshmi.
Yes.
Who runs the world? Lakshmi!
Yes. But I mean, you have to agree, all books say the same things. But in this book, it's different.
It is very different.
It shows it in a different way, which is very, very interesting.
Yes, like all the situational archetypes. A normal journey would be like going through a dangerous forest, but Lakshmi had to go somewhere unfamiliar and become a prostitute in order to save her house from being taken away from her family.
Yes. And the battle between good versus evil is normally between, let's say, some knight-like figure and a scary beast. And in this case, it was between two actual people, which is Mumtaz, who is a normal human being, and an American, who is another normal human being. And the only difference between them is that their intentions are different, and they have different powers in the world.
Totally agree. Especially when Mumtaz was the reason of one of those situations, which was the unhealable wound left on Lakshmi, the loss of her virginity.
Yes, that could never be healed between her because it took away an innocence of her. And she wasn't able to erase this from her memory because of this monster that was hidden in a normal woman. She practically lost herself to a stranger.
Now that we have said everything about the heroic archetypes and characteristics, we can talk about the character archetypes. Obviously, the hero is Lakshmi, because she leaves to go to the city, which is a very unfamiliar place for her, to become a maid, but then soon realizes she is there because she's sold into prostitution.
Yes. And in this case, the mentor would be Auntie because she gives her her clothes and shoes to blend in and tells her that everything that she needs to know. But also, the character's mentor would also be Shahana because Shahana also does the same to her.
Thank you. The mentor...
Pupil?
The mentor-pupil relationship would be Shahana because she tells her how to act at the house so then Lakshmi is not beaten or like just thrown in the street.
She really looks out for Lakshmi, and that's basically what the mentor-pupil is all about.
AKA friends.
Her pet goat would be her friendly beast because the goat follows her to school and is at her side almost every second while she's at Nepal and giving her hope that the day will be better.
The shadow is Mumtaz because she has to fight her to the end to get her freedom and to leave this awful house that she has to live in.
Yes. And I would like to say the creature of the nightmare would be the customer because they are the worst things to happen to her. If it wasn't for the customers, if it wasn't for these men wanting this thing, then this wouldn't have been happening. Like, she could have been sold into something else, but because of these men, these are the creatures of a nightmare that she constantly has.
Lastly, the outcast would be Monica because when she was sent back home after she paid off all her debt and stuff, she's sent back home and her family begs her, please do not come back, you are a disgrace to this family. She does not listen, and then her father beats her with the cane that he has after his surgery, which is just awful.
And she's also an outcast because she actually likes her job. She likes to have sex with these men because even after her debt is paid, she still stays. Her debt was paid like 5 years ago. She still stayed because she likes to have sex with men. She likes the thrill of it. And all the other girls are only there because they have to be there. She's there because she wants to be. But let's move on to symbolic archetypes. Light versus darkness would have to be during the day when light is like normal, because during the day light is normally out. But at night, when it's very dark, that's when the customers normally come, making it so that she has to have sex with the customers and making it the worst part of her entire day.
Nature versus mechanistic world would be when she doesn't know what the camera is, and he's taking the American comes with the digital camera, and she's scared at first. There's a big flash. She sees like doubles and triples of the man, but she has no clue what's going on.
Yes, she's versing the mechanicistics. And the threshold would have to be when she leaves her home to go to the city to work as a maid. But really, she's obviously being sold to prostitution.
Haven versus wilderness would be when Mumtaz shelters her when Lakshmi gets a disease from the men, and she gives her these white pills that help her get rid of the disease, and then she can go. Sadly, she has to go back to work, but then again, she's getting money for it, and she's paying off her debts.
It is better than being tossed out into the streets in an unfamiliar world. But the roads would have to be when she realizes that the Americans are going to help her instead of hurt her. So she runs to them and saves all the girls from the nasty things that they have to do because of Mumtaz. Because obviously it helps everyone in the story except for Mumtaz.
Mumtaz,
Does not deserve to be helped.
in a world full of Mumtazes, be a Lakshmi.
Yes.
The last thing is the whirlpool, and that is from the beginning of the story when the monsoon ruins all the crops, and she has to go to work so her family can, so she can send home money to save her family, and so then they can pay to just keep living in their house, pay for new crops, and then they can get money.
Also, the cultural values that are displayed in this book are extravagant. They are so well detailed and put in the story that you don't even have to think about what they are, because it's just there.
Yes, especially the value of the family.
Yes.
And what she was saying about all these other cultural values is you can just pick them out one by one. Just
Yes.
pick,
Yes, yes.
pick.
Especially like how Lakshmi's mother went through so much on a daily basis to keep the family going. When she was obviously getting mentally and verbally abused by her stepfather, she still went through the day and was with him because she knew that she needed a man to help support them. She would carry heavy baskets of water on her back daily to strive and keep everyone healthy in her house.
And sometimes she wouldn't even eat. She would
Give her food to the kids instead.
Yeah, because she loves her family so
Yes.
much, and that family is just so important to them that she had to be with them.
Yes.
And also, how Lakshmi continued to have sex with these men because she knew that her family was benefiting from it, even if she wasn't.
Yes.
Because she knew each time that she had sex, she was just that much closer to going back home, and her family having that much more money just so that they can live.
Her family was motivating her to keep on going in this terrible situation. But the hope that she has is also very incredible. Even when she feels like all hope is gone, like no one is coming back for her, she continues to work just so that one day she can meet up with her family again.
And the bravery that she has, she just displays it to the end, beginning to end.
Yes, I agree.
And the bravery that she displays it beginning of the story to the end of the story. She walks out of that house with such courage. She looks at Mumtaz. She doesn't say a word to her. She just
Even
goes,
though Mumtaz is spitting at her and yelling at her, she still does it.
she has such bravery
Mhm.
walking past Mumtaz and going straight to the Americans where she knows that they will help her.
She also shows the great value of friendship. This value is shown with Shahana. Shahana teaches her everything that Lakshmi needs to know about living and surviving in that house. Nobody else offers that friendship to Lakshmi. But also, her friend Geeta, that's a very big friendship that is displayed too. Because throughout her journey to the city, she thinks about Geeta and how closer she is to her. Because she really wants to see her friend again.
A few more questions to Nixteen tonight, and the episode is almost over.
Darn, I could talk all day.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes, we know you could talk all day about any subject ever.
Yes.
But how does this story help us to cope with our problems?
Well, it helps us to cope with our problems by showing us that even in terrible situations, we could still get through them. That we shouldn't just look at our problems and turn away from them because we don't think that we can handle them. We should face them directly, or else they're never going to go away. Like how Lakshmi faces her problems in the end, rather than just walking away from the Americans, she goes to the Americans and talks English to them, and she does not use her fear and her problem of speaking out in front of new people against her. She uses it for her by talking to those new people. And that is extremely brave for coping with her own problems.
It shows us that really the only way to find our place in this world is to try over and over again, go and place to place and find the place that makes you the happiest, that you love the most, and that is where you are meant to be.
Wow, very inspirational.
Thank you. How do you think that this novel helps us to determine where we come from?
Well, I feel like this story really helps us figure out that the only way we know where we come from is to find out where your heart is. And Lakshmi's heart was not at that house. It was in Nepal with her family.
I never thought of that. That's probably why I am always depressed in school.
Well, not quite. But how do you think the story helps us determine where we are going?
Well, I honestly feel like Lakshmi tells us that we're going to wherever we are the happiest that we can be. It may not be perfect sunshine and riches, but Lakshmi was most happy in her hut in Nepal with her family, even if there wasn't a lot of food, but she was there with her family and she wants to go back.
Yes, I agree.
How do you think this story helps us achieve happiness?
Well, that is fairly simple. It shows that you need to keep doing whatever makes you happy. Who cares about what the heck all these other people think? If Willow makes you happy, then you don't have to go ask for the opinion of your friends if Willow should make you happy or not.
She makes me
And
very happy.
that is exactly how Monica was. Monica loved being a prostitute. Don't know why, but she loved doing it. She already had paid off her debt, and it made her happy to be working there. So she didn't leave when she needed to. She needed to leave 5 years ago. She just left 5 years later.
So, are you trying to say that I should become a prostitute?
No, of course not.
Oh!
I'm just saying, do whatever makes you happy. Because in the end, it is about you. Not about your friends who don't like Willow. Not about your friends who don't like that you're a prostitute. It's not about them. It's about you.
Okay. Let's get one thing straight. I am not a prostitute, but I totally understand. That is a very great point.
Yeah, I know.
I think this is the end of the episode. We have discussed all the archetypes and the stages that are involved in the novel. I think it really did accurately put all of them into perspective. How about you?
I feel the same way. We have so much in common.
Okay, no, we really need to end the show now.
Thank you for tuning in to
Nixie
Tonight.
Thank you for watching this video.
And remember, 16 tonight.